Today, friends and family took time to remember a local woman on what would have been her 19th birthday. Morgan Johnson's live in the studio now with more.
Kaniah Jennings was reported missing on November 4th and her body was found on November 14th. Earlier today, those who loved her released balloons in her memory. It happened here at Lakeview Apartments. As I said, today Kaniah would have turned 19. I spoke to one of her cousins who tells me the court system will do the right thing.
I definitely think justice would be served, not only because of the evidence, because, she have a real strong support system. Like I said, everybody knew her, everybody loved her, we all care about her and stuff like that. So I think justice would be served. Hold your loved ones tight, just see them as often as you can, just be there and just tell them you love them.
4 men have been charged in the death of Jennings. We will continue to follow the case. Live in the studio, Morgan Johnson, Heartland News.